Polite habits don't make you good. They make you controllable the second you put on that polite smile. The one stretched over clenched teeth and swallowed anger. You've already given something away, not grace. Power. Picture this. A manager praises your team spirit while dumping extra work on you. A friend guilts you into another favor. You're told to be patient while someone louder takes credit. Family expects you to swallow disrespect for peace. And you comply. Your brain whispers, be nice, don't rock the boat, prove you're the good one. So you nod, you apologize, you overgive, and in that exact second, you've chained yourself tighter. Because here's the part no one says out loud: the world doesn't reward politeness. It extracts from it. Politeness is not moral superiority. It's an open access port. The one who bends is the one who's bent again. The one who pleases is the one who gets used. The ancient Nāth Siddhas, those ruthless medieval Indian yogis who mastered Tantric reversal and conquered the idea of death itself, understood a brutal truth that our weak, approval-addicted society has tried to erase from you. They didn't chase approval. They inverted it. They understood that power never comes from fitting neatly into expectations. It comes from refusing the script entirely. While society trained obedience and called it virtue, they trained reversal. While others polished masks, they sharpened presence. They knew something dangerous and simple. Respect is never granted to the agreeable. It is conceded to the unbendable. Today, we're dissecting the dark psychology of these chaining habits through the Nāth Siddha lens. I will expose why your conditioning betrays you into them and how to override with reversal practices the Siddhas guarded. I'll show you how to kill each habit instantly, make drainers doubt their grip, and use ritual, not as spiritual fluff, but as a weapon against your own weakness. But understand this before you go further. This path isn't about adding confidence. It's about execution. You have to put down the version of you that was trained from childhood to seek permission. The one addicted to approval. The one that equates being liked with being safe. The one that mistakes harmony for strength. That part of you survives on nods, hearts, invitations, and digital applause. It panics at tension. It fears silence. It would rather be accepted than respected. And that part must die, not metaphorically, functionally. Because the moment you sever that dependency, something dangerous switches on. Your spine stiffens. Your words land heavier. Your presence stops asking and starts asserting. You're no longer managed by reactions. You're no longer negotiated into submission. You are unchained. So don't improve the system. Don't play it better. Turn it upside down. Let's reverse the flow. The moment you indulge the polite habits, you're feeding the downward current, the draining flow of prana that keeps you trapped in ego illusions and material chains. But what if you reversed it? What if, when the expectation hits, you did the one thing that terrifies people who expect you to be a people pleaser more than anything, your ruthless ascent through reversal? Most people drag through life as energy vampires to themselves. They smile through slights, agree to avoid tension, give till they're empty. They exist in a constant downward spiral, leaking ojas, their life force, to illusions of harmony, trying to buy love with submission. It's a pathetic grind, a slow drowning in the very illusions the Siddhas sought to incinerate. It is a world of paper, then egos, and the chains we mistake for anchors. But a more lethal path exists. You can walk this earth so radically inverted and so psychologically armored that the world's polite cages don't just fail to hold you. They disintegrate against your internal heat. This isn't about being rude. It's not about arrogance. It's about a fundamental reversal in your psychic flow, from downward leakage to upward blaze. So why do you cling to them? Why, when the slight lands, is your first instinct to smooth it over with politeness? It starts in the shadows of your upbringing. Think back. You have always been told this way by everyone that society likes: good behavior. Smile, say sorry, don't argue. You learned that a politeness was the chain binding you to approval. The lower chakras grip, as the Siddhas saw it, draining your Kundalini fire into ego games. You project those chains onto everyone: colleagues, partners, strangers online, even your inner judge. When expectation strikes, you're subconsciously pleading. You're the harmony keeper. I'm the polite pawn. Please validate me so I can feel safe. It reeks of energy loss, and everyone can sense that submission from the void. The Siddhas, like Goraknath in his cryptic verses, taught reverse the downward to ascend. When you politely submit, you prioritize being liked over being sovereign. You whisper, see my goodness. But a true Siddha doesn't beg harmony from illusions. An upward fire doesn't negotiate with smoke. The moment you over-smile, over-apologize, over-yield, you broadcast a fatal signal. My prana depends on your approval. In that instant, you hand them the valve, your breath, your force, your center. And once they have it, they bleed you dry. That is the trap of the downward soul. You keep believing that if you polish your politeness long enough, it will be returned as respect. Oh, you're so nice. Here's your due. Be honest. How often does that ever happen? Never. Because politeness was never about kindness. It was about control. They didn't expect it as a fair exchange. They expected it as proof. Proof that you'd bend. And you did. That's the first illusion you must shatter. Societal politeness is not virtue. It's a downward program. No harmony court is watching. No approval jury is coming. There is only you and your inner fire. The moment you stop treating politeness as sacred, something strange happens. Expectations lose their grip. Demands soften into whispers. Manipulation collapses into background noise. Just more static in the Maya. Now watch the reversal in real time. A boss asks politely, "You're so reliable. Can you stay late?" Old you responds instantly, smiling, agreeable, drained before the night even begins. The Nāth reversal is different. You pause, neutral face. No apology, no justification. I'll take on what fits my boundaries. That single inversion triggers a psychic disturbance. The human ego cannot tolerate a broken script. It expects compliance or resistance. When you offer neither, when you reflect their downward pressure back into stillness, they feel the imbalance. They start leaking. But I thought you would help. What's changed? Notice the shift. They're explaining themselves to you. The current has flipped. This is Ulta Sadhana applied to human dynamics. Not mysticism, but dominance of energy flow. You become an inverted void, and voids cannot be chained. Upward fire has no leash. Reversed prana cannot be siphoned. By refusing the polite bend, their expectation passes straight through you and destabilizes them instead. That's when you stop being manageable. That's when you become sovereign. This demands forged inner blaze. Your ego screams, be nice, keep the peace. Leash that downward dog. The Siddhas knew the unchained soul is unyielding. Now, let's savage the 7 habits. Each one a downward chain. Each reversal a tantric hack to blaze free. Habit 1. Over-explaining or apologizing excessively. You spill coffee. Bam. Sorry, my fault. Let me clean it. I was distracted. Downward leak. Waste prana on ego justification. Stoops to lower illusions. Siddha reversal. Bend the flow upward. Say nothing or minimal. Spilled. Full stop. Over-apology invites more blame. Silence forces them to own the moment. Habit 2. Constant agreement to avoid disagreement. Yeah, you're right, whatever you say. Downward current. Submits your will to theirs, drains sovereignty. Siddha flip, assert inner guru. Defy with calm inversion. I see it differently. Agreement chains you to their frame. Disagreement builds your fire, makes them adapt. Habit 3. Avoiding conflict to keep peace. Swallow the insult, change subject. Downward suppression buries kundalini, lets shadows fester. Siddha reversal, confront to transmute, lean in. That doesn't sit right, let's address it. Avoidance leaks anger into self-sabotage. Transmutation turns rage to power, intimidates avoiders. Habit 4. Seeking approval or validation constantly. What do you think? Am I okay? Downward attachment. Hooks prana to external maya. Siddha inversion. Detach. Affirm self-immortality. I know my path. Self-validation starves their control. Habit 5. Over politeness or smiling when disrespected. Grin through the jab. Ha ha, no worries. Downward mask drains ojas on false harmony. Siddha reversal, neutral detachment. Flat face, no reaction. Smile signals submission. Amused inversion unnerves. Reflects disrespect back. Habit 6. Over-giving without boundaries. Take it all, I insist. Downward emission loses vital essence to users. Siddha flip, retain selectively. This serves my flow. Over-giving empties you. Boundaries build retention, commands respect. Habit 7. Self-deprecation or performed humility. Oh, I'm just lucky. I'm nothing special. Downward false ego undermines divine spark. Siddha reversal claims sovereignty. I wield this power. Bold inversion radiates mastery, terrifies inferiors. Let's enter the tantra of reversal. Every so-called polite interaction carries a hidden current. One side drains downward, the other is positioned as host. The script is simple, expectation extends the probe. Be nice. Help me. The conditioned one yields, and status bleeds. Energy follows agreement. Power leaks through compliance. The Siddhas understood this mechanism cold. Agreements drain, reversals seize. The most lethal move is not refusal, it's inversion. You don't block the drain, you flip its direction. You become the upward invoker. Watch it happen. They say, you are too blunt. The downward response apologizes. Sorry, I'll softened. Loss confirmed. The reversed response is different. Bluntness fuels my fire. Why does it scorch yours? Now the probe snaps back. The spotlight turns. Their discomfort becomes the subject, not your behavior. You're no longer defending. You're examining their leak. They say, smile more. The Siddha replies, my fire doesn't require your light. What's dimming yours? That's alchemy in real time. Base expectation transmuted into exposure. Nothing mystical, just energetic physics. Drainers hate this move because it starves them. They crave your bend. You give them observation instead. This is how you carry upward shields. This is the unspoken declaration. This weight is downward. It's yours. I'm not carrying it. And once you stop carrying it, the chain dissolves. This isn't a tactic. It's a yogic posture. The moment you see it, Everything shifts. Other people's expectations are their illusions, not your chains. Their neediness is their drain. Their disappointment is their weight. When you bend politely, you don't create peace. You pick up their psychic trash and carry it for them. Stop. Let them haul it. Here's the paradox the Siddhas mastered. Sometimes the fiercest reversal isn't confrontation. It's minimal yield, held upward deep. They demand politeness. You hold eye contact, calm, still, noted, full stop. That's transmutation fog. Throw a chain into mist. There's nothing to latch onto. No hook, no resistance. Just absence of grip. They expected a full bend. You gave them none. The current inverts, subtly. They stumble because their fuel, your submission, never arrives. This is precision. Yield to fact, never to chain. They say, you are rude. The downward self scrambles to defend. No, I'm polite. Power hemorrhaged. The reversed stance is clean, rude to you. Perhaps. My truth stands. No shame. No apology. No counterattack. You ignore the label and own the action. That signals unleakable fire. Insecure minds fight perceptions. Sovereign ones shrug, so be it. When you invert your flow, others look absurd, clinging to expectations that no longer touch you. You rise, they are revealed, and history, quietly, consistently, favors the unchained. Now the practice. For the next 7 days, perform the reversal purge, 1 habit per day, non-negotiable. You do not indulge it. Over-explain. Bind it in silence. Seek approval. Do detach inward. No correction. No justification. Feel the discomfort ignite. That burn is the downward reflex panicking. The urge to please, to leak, to be palatable. Don't suppress it. Invert it. Let it combust into ash. Then observe. Confusion appears first, then recalibration, then something unmistakable, respect, followed by magnetism. Humans orbit what they can't drain. They defer to what doesn't bend. Nothing signals sovereignty, like a soul no longer governed by polite illusion. Know this, the Maya will bait harder. It always does. Downward systems starve when you stop feeding them. Deny the pull, guard your fire, hoard your power, invoke reversal. And if this Nāth current stirs something feral and familiar, the part of you done being agreeable fuel in an illusory grind, you already know the move. Subscribe, not for me. Subscribe because you're finished being downward fodder in an illusory grind.